Why, hello everyone, welcome to PlayFrame, and welcome at long last to the Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn story mode finale. It has been a very long road getting here, but I am so glad we've done it. And there's quite a bit that we're going to be seeing today. Might be a bit of a long episode, it cannot be helped. Trust me, it'll make sense. Anyway, let's go ahead and do this quest. Momodi's been so patient. Judging by Momodi's grin, your star could not rise any higher. Would you believe that while you were away— Excuse me. Hey, guys, come on. It's the finale. Would you believe that while you were away, another message arrived for you? Well, one did. One delivered by the Sultana's handmaiden, no less. Seems Her Grace desires a private audience. Her handmaiden will meet you on the royal promenade and escort you to the Sultana's chambers. So, what are you waiting for? Go on then. Go. Oh, goodness. Well, that does sound fun. All right. That I will.
You needn't trouble yourself so. Your Grace is most kind, but it is no trouble to me. Rather an honor. If your Grace is ready, I shall summon the Warrior of Light. I am.
Everyone looks to be in high spirits.
With good cause.
A common victory may serve to unite even the most unlikely of allies. You've brought us one step closer to a united Eorzea.
Your modesty knows no bounds, Antecedent. Were it not for your efforts, Sir Emmerich would never have become such a steadfast ally. When he convinces his countrymen to rejoin the Alliance, we shall all reap the benefits, military and economic. I tell you, we are on the cusp of a new era of unity and prosperity. Territorial disputes are all that divide us now. But I have faith that we will find an amicable solution in time. And failing that, I'll have my trusty Warrior of Light box the ears of all concerned. Speaking of whom...
He will be joining us shortly. A matter at the quicksand required his attention, but it did not sound serious.
All right. We gotta go speak with the lady in waiting. And, hey, since we're not gonna get a whole lot more opportunities to use this before we're done with the Realm Reborn, might as well get it in now. Ah. All dressed and ready to impress. Greetings, sir. The banquet began mere moments ago, and I'd be honored to show you in, but I believe that the Sultana's handmaiden has a urgent matter to discuss with you. My apologies, sir. Right, I was just checking in. Thank you for coming, sir. Her Grace is most eager to speak with you. If you require a moment to compose yourself before your audience, you may have it. Or, if you are ready, it would be my honor to escort you to Her Grace's chambers forthwith. Upon proceeding to the Sultana's bedchamber, several cutscenes will play in sequence. So, for those of you who are not familiar, this phrase, several cutscenes will play in sequence, has become infamous among Final Fantasy XIV players, because they're not joking. It means, like, don't continue this story bit right here unless you've got a little bit of time to sit down. Don't do this thinking you're going to be able to squeeze this into 5 minutes. So I'm going to be mostly, I think, shutting up for a lot of the remainder of this stuff. So you just go on ahead and enjoy. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Proceed to the Sultana's bedchamber.
Enter. Your Grace, your guest has arrived. Pray, come in, and take your ease.
"'Tis well that the steps of faith held against the Horde.
And what of the city proper?
We sustained some few losses, but the heart of our nation yet beats with vigor. I am not certain I could say the same had we not received your most generous aid.
An attack on Ishgard is an attack on the realm. We stand together or fall divided.
Such noble words after the fact.
I had hoped to speak in the presence of her grace, but it seems she has been delayed. That being the case, now would seem as good a time as any. Honored friends, pray allow me to convey Ishgard's warmest gratitude for your part in the defense of our lands. Tis upon the success of this very alliance that my recommendation to throw open the gates of judgment shall be founded. With the blessing of the Archbishop, it is my hope that Ishgard will soon be reunited with her long-estranged sister nations, and that Eorzea shall once more be as one.
Very well.
Is Artemis?
Nothing to worry about. I shall return anon. You wished a word, Yu Hase?
You may go. Your Grace. You must be curious as to the reason for this private audience. The matter I would discuss, however, will soon make apparent the need for discretion. I intend to abdicate the throne and dissolve the monarchy. You have seen for yourself the storm of turmoil that howls through our streets. The government fails in its responsibilities, and my subjects suffer the consequences of our incompetence. But I will see them suffer no longer. The victory feast shall provide the stage on which I declare the dissolution of the Sultanate. 'Tis mine intent that the ruling class of our golden city should take its place beside the common man in a fair and equitable republic. No more shall this nation bow to the whims of a privileged few. Yet, that which I propose will entail the tearing up of this city's very foundations. And even Reborn, with all his strength and influence, will be hard-pressed to keep his footing on such treacherous ground. Thus would I ask you to lend him a steadying hand. You who have endured the wrath of innumerable foes are the one hero in whom I can place my trust. Will you do this thing for me? I am truly grateful. More grateful than I can well express. How much we have both changed since that day we met beneath the Sultan tree. And the days ahead promise to change us further still. I hope that we will recognize ourselves when all of this is over.
Your Grace! Her Grace, the Sultana, is dead. Poison in her wine? You did this!
Spare us your denials! I see no other suspects, and the room has but the one entrance. I hereby accuse you of regicide. Men, arrest this viper.
Sir, barring a few exceptions, we have detained all those with allegiance to the Scions. The Rising Stones is also under our control.
And what do you hope to achieve with this mutiny?
Why, that which we have striven for all along, Commander. The salvation of Eorzea.
What is the meaning of this?
Knights from the homeland. This cannot bode well.
Lord Commander, we have received an urgent message from the Holy See. I am grieved to report that your serpentine foes have resumed their assault. Needless to say, your presence is urgently required. These knights have come to bear you swiftly home to Ishgard.
A surprise attack?
We've had no such word from our men, and the timing is most fortuitous to catch us away from the city.
Most fortuitous indeed.
Lord Commander, we must away!
You have been a most gracious host. I hope that I might one day return the favor. Come, Lucia.
Whatever is going on in there? Ah, the ever-dutiful brass blades. I must apologize, but my dance card is rather full. Another time, perhaps?
Thancred, of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. You stand accused of committing acts of espionage in service to the Garlean Empire.
Espionage? What in the seven hells are you talking about? Ah, if you're referring to that business with the Ultima weapon, then you must understand, I wasn't myself.
Under interrogation, an Imperial prisoner revealed your involvement in numerous dealings with the enemy. We've also been investigating reports that you are a practitioner of forbidden arts. You'd best come along with us.
You invite me to your party and now you want me to leave? I do so detest receiving mixed signals. Come then. I believe I've lost my appetite for this farce of a celebration.
You go too far, Lord Adeleji. By what right do you march armed soldiers into a royal banquet and eject state visitors without her grace's consent? You treat the brass blades as your personal army and show contempt for the throne with your every act. Leave us, now.
Is that an order, General? Mayhap you have mistaken me for one of your flames. You will find I am not so slavishly obedient. And you lecture me on personal armies. As for your outrageous claim that I have shown contempt for the throne, let all here observe that it was not I who feasted while an assassin removed its occupant. I expect this is your idea of defending the nation, is it? This and diluting our forces through these distractions in Cartano and Kurthis. I do begin to see how the ranks of the Immortal Flames came to be riddled with Garlean sympathizers. You are plainly unfit for command.
Wait, goddamn you. Your words make no sense. What assassin?
You mean to say you don't know? We caught the vaunted champion of the Scions in her Grace's private chambers, not moments after the deed was done.
No, this cannot be!
Save your breath. You will need it to plead your case. You and your entire order are to be tried for this atrocity. Bring in the prisoner!
This man stands accused of poisoning Her Royal Majesty Nanamo Ul Namo, and is suspected accessories to the crime. All members of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn will be detained for questioning.
This is madness!
What a pity. Who'd have thought your tale would end like this?
Should you demand further proof, a vial with traces of the substance used to poison Her Grace was found upon the assassin's person.
How very convenient.
You would speak of convenience? Who persuaded Her Grace to host this celebration? A diversion which presented you and your confederates ample opportunity to commit the crime, and a crowd within which to fade from view. A more convenient occasion I could scarcely imagine.
How dare you! After all we have done for Uldar!
Hold your tongue, witch! I'll not be ensorcelled! I know all about the dark gift that you and your disciples wield. Oh, yes. I've observed how you worked upon the minds of the Alliance leaders, bending them to your will. And what of your cordial relationship with Sir Emmerich? For years, Ishgard abjured all contact with the outside world, and now the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights treats you with the familiarity of a childhood friend. I'll tell you what I think. I think this desperate defense of Ishgard was but a ruse to deceive us into dividing our forces. Your next move will be to charm your Kurthan allies into invading our lands. Now that is truly ridiculous.
How do you even think of this stuff?
She cannot be dead. Stand aside, Ilbert. I want to see the Sultana.
Spare yourself the pain, brother. I saw her with my own eyes. For a mercy, the poison took her swiftly. Her handmaiden can attest to that.
This cannot be. Nanamo. Nanamo. No!
Plainly, the Royalists can no longer be relied upon to keep our nation safe. And so it falls to the monitorists of the Syndicate to govern Uldar. But should you wish to help us, General, we would be more than happy to entrust the task of planning Her Grace's funeral to you. It seems only right that you should bury your precious Sultana, and we will be glad to be rid of that burden.
I'll bet you will. You more than any man.
Whatever do you mean?
I mean you had her killed, you black-hearted bastard!
What rot! Though I did have sufficient motive, 'tis true. That young lady caused me no end of grief. She always was a most unwilling puppet. I dare say Her Grace was grateful that someone thought to cut her strings.
Mock her, then mock her from hell!
What?
Have you lost your mind, General? It is forbidden to draw steel in the royal chambers, much less slaughter our fellow syndicate members. You're one of them! You've been in league with the Scions all along!
You're next, you scheming bastard!
Reborn!
Seven hells!
Admiral, we must leave.
How unlike you, old friend. I did not expect to take your arm so easily.
Take the Scions into custody. They have conspired to commit regicide. And arrest this traitor as well.
Ilbert, I hope you choke on their coin.
'Tis better than the dirt I've supped on these long years. We can't all abandon Alamigo and become great war heroes as you have. You are not the man you once were, Reborn. Since that girl strapped the yoke around your neck, you've become docile. She took the mad bull and cut off his balls, and a bull that cannot rot is fit for naught but slaughter. Shall I tell you who really killed your precious Sultana? It was me.
You die! I never doubted you, not for a moment. But there is more to this than I yet understand. Flee this place. Clear your names. Find out who is behind this plot. It is the only way. Now go!
Ah, there you are.
Thancred, where have you been?
Avoiding the fumbling advances of some very persistent admirers. When I realized the celebrations had turned sour, it seemed prudent to slip away and take stock of the situation. 'Twould appear that much of the city is already under tight guard. It occurs to me that expanding the Brass Blade's authority may not have been such a wonderful idea after all.
The success of this plan was contingent upon those thugs having the run of the place. Just how long has this scheme been in motion?
The careful preparations, the maneuvering of forces. I am inclined to agree with the General's insistence that a deeper plot exists here.
So, would I be right in thinking we now have an excuse to pummel as many brass blades as we like?
Unless you plan on pummeling them all, I'm not sure that will greatly aid our cause.
The Sultana's assassination was but one part of the scheme. We too were its targets. And though we did not share poor Nanamo's fate, we are yet hobbled by the charges laid at our door. Where now might we seek refuge?
Where indeed, we may safely assume that our foe has thought to have the Rising Stones watched.
Forgive me for stating the obvious, but our choice of destination will matter little if we cannot secure an escape route out of Ul'dah. Happily, I believe I can provide one. Papa Shan once told me about the passages hidden in the walls of the palace. If I recall correctly, the fireplace in Nanamo's chambers conceals the entrance to a tunnel. It should lead outside the city and allow us to avoid any messy confrontations.
The rest of you, go on ahead. I'll handle this lot.
By yourself? I suppose I shall just have to join you.
Crystal Braves too, huh? Now this should be interesting.
Ida! Papalimo!
We will hold our pursuers here. Hurry, now! Find this tunnel of Thancred's.
Minfilia, we cannot linger!
Now look what you've done.
Ida, are you all right? There are just too many of them.
I'm fine. I could do this all day. How about you?
Nearing the end of my tether.
This is so stupid. We're the scions of the Seventh Dawn. The ones who stand stand between this realm and the evil that's trying to destroy it.
And if you think we'll leave the stewardship of Eorzea to the likes of your masters, then you're sorely mistaken.
Sorry I dragged you into this, Papalymo.
'Tis hardly the first time, and I'll be damned if it will be the last. Let them have it, Ida!
I was hoping you'd say that.
I never knew such a watercourse existed beneath Uldar.
The architecture is of the Sildine style, if I'm not mistaken. The ancients plainly foresaw the need for a ready means of escape.
This way!
Well, that didn't take long. It seems these tunnels were not as secret as I'd hoped.
You two, go on ahead. Thancred and I will deal with this.
What do you mean to do?
Only that which is required to ensure that the dawn's light survive to brighten the morrow.
Fear not, antecedent. You haven't seen the last of these fair features.
My friends.
Leave us!
What is the plan, milady? Shall I take the dozen on the left and you the dozen on the right? The odds are not exactly stacked in our favor.
Numbers will count for little when I bring the tunnel down upon their heads. Though I cannot say I relish the thought of being in tune with you for all eternity.
You wound me. I will have you know that many a maid would kill for the chance to spend forever at my side. Now, may I have the last dance? Well, this is going splendidly. Now would be a good time, milady!
'Tis done! Forgive me, Mitra.
Farewell, Ophelia.
Hydaelyn, she speaks to me. No! I must remain behind, but you cannot stay with me. Please, you must go on. You are the warrior of light. You are hope for the Scions and for all the realm. As long as your flame continues to burn, the light of the dawn may ever be relit. You must escape and save Eorzea from those who would plunge it into darkness. 'Tis the only way.
I am glad to see you safe, my friend. What of the others? Damn that man! Taleji played me for a fool! I thought the Crystal Brave's mine till the very moment I felt the blade at my back.
There will be ample time for soul-searching later. For now, we must put some arms between us and Ul'dah.
Well, would you look who it is? Need a ride? I doubt it'll be half as exciting as the last trip we took. Not if I have anything to say about it anyway. Let's not dawdle, eh? All aboard! I was stocking up on supplies over in Vesper Bay, you see, when your sister come up and begged a favour. Said her brother was having some trouble down in Ul'dah, and likely needed a helping hand getting away. Thinking them ruins would make a fine hiding place, I decided to try there first. And lo and behold, there you were! Aye, and judging by them soldiers as were pouring out of the city, I arrived not a moment too soon. Ha! Must have been fate that we happened to find you there, though, eh?
I had thought to look out for Alize, but 'twould appear she was the one watching over me. I've made such a mess of things.
And who might you be, young sir?
Pippin Taropin, Vice Marshal of the Immortal Flames. I had been on the Alamegan front these past few moons, but an urgent communication called me back to Uldar. Scarce had my boots touched the cobbles, though, when the streets erupted with cries of assassination. I immediately went in search of answers, and came across Master Alphino here. Needless to say, I did not think his imprisonment justified. The blame plainly lies with the Monitarists. Their greed and corruption are well known to me, but for them to take advantage of the situation with such alacrity...
Was that Pippin, you said? Ain't that the name of General Aldin's lad?
Yes, I am his son. Adopted, of course. 'Twas only as we were leaving Uldar that I learned of father's fate. Once I have seen you a safe distance away, I mean to return to the city and extricate him from this madness.
Then you needn't travel no further than Blackbrush. Our fugitives have a friend waiting for them there.
I dreamed of bringing about Eorzea's salvation, but in the end, 'twas I who needed saving.
Oh, I'm back. Hello. Them soldiers will keep searching for a while yet. Reckon we'll take the carriage back towards Uldar and get the lay of the land. Maybe provide a distraction if need be. You three wait here. Help will be along shortly. Stay strong, friends. The real fight's to come. All right, let's go. Whew, and we're back. See, told you. When you see several cutscenes will play in sequence, you listen. And we're back outdoors in formal wear again. Okay, well, let's lose the hat and, made a new friend at least, so day's not a total loss. Bud, how are you? How could I have been so blind? Okay, well, you've got some stuff to work through. I'll leave you to it. The most unassuming folk can prove to be our greatest allies. That fellow was but a passing merchant, yet he lent us aid without a moment's hesitation, or any hint of concern for his own safety. Though I can well imagine how a man could feel inspired to risk all in your presence. Father spoke often of you, Dermot, and long have I looked forward to our first meeting. Needless to say, this is not at all how I envisioned it. Master Alphino, you must not give in to despair. That would only play into our enemy's hands. So long as you and Dermot are free, we may still set things right. Forgive me, Marshal Taropin, but Alphino, my boy! Sorry to keep you waiting! Who's this? Whose voice am I doing? Oh, you. Boy, I haven't seen you in a while. Almost forgot about you, bud. Sid, what are you doing here? Pulling you out of the fire, as usual. Your merchant friend told me everything. Truly? Then he's no merchant but an angel in peddler's clothing. But tell us, how do you intend to bear our friends to safety? I hid the Enterprise but a short distance away. All I need is a destination. We must find a place beyond the reach of both the Monitarists and the Crystal Braves. Kurthus, Ishgard will not suffer the intrusion of foreign forces in their territory. That settles it. With me, everyone. Not I fear. I must remain here. I dare not abandon Ul'dah to the monitorists and their cronies. You may be certain that they will seek to defame you, both here and in the other city-states, but know that I shall do my utmost to thwart their every effort. Frankly, I do not expect it to be much of a challenge. The small folk will not turn so easily on the Warrior of Light and his allies, no matter what the monitorists claim. Marshal Terrapin, I know not what to say. Ha! Now that father would labor to believe. But enough talk. You must go, Master Alphino. Your airship awaits. Up, up! There's no rest for the righteous. We should make for Camp Dragonhead and speak with Lord Orchiphon. Mayhap he will know what to do. And here we are, but we are definitely not dressed for this weather. Okay, well, here, I don't think I can, change glams while outside of town, so let's, get ourselves to the place. How we all doing? Everyone all right? Hanging in there? Feeling a bit of whiplash? You've gotten a taste of what the future holds. Welcome, everyone. The real Final Fantasy XIV begins now. Okay, I think this counts as a safe hub, yeah? I think it does. Okay, everyone, I think a quick costume change is in order before our boy freezes. There we go, much better, much better. Joe Cat, thank you again for the lovely poncho. It's keeping our boy all nice and toasty now. Unlike my company, some of us know how to dress for the weather. Master Alphino told me of your tale, Derman. It warms my heart that you should turn to me before all others, and I shall endeavor to deserve your trust. Alas, the situation has grown more complicated in your absence. It would be best if I explained in full. Please do. That was a long quest. Long and eventful. One left, though. In times of trouble, there are few things more precious than unconditional support.
There has been word from the capital. Ishgard has weathered another assault, and 'tis said several wyverns broke through into the city proper. The Temple Knights succeeded in slaying the beasts, but the intrusion prompted orders to further strengthen the guard, and to place the city under a perpetual state of alert. How keenly we feel the loss of our wards at the gates of judgment. Yet we must not bemoan our misfortune. Sir Emmerich is safely returned from Ul'dah, and once more leads the defense of Ishgard. As for the matter of your asylum, I am afraid no progress will be made until the threat to our nation is diminished. But do not despair. You are not without allies. You are more than welcome to shelter here for as long as you wish. Pray, think of it as a new headquarters of sorts. The Falling Snows, or some such.
I like it.
All frivolity aside, any who come here in search of you will receive no aid from House Forton. For once, the Ishgardian reputation for inhospitality shall work in our favor. Agents of Uldar will find their every inquiry dismissed, and their every request for entry rebuffed, until such time as their masters have acknowledged your innocence. You once fought to preserve the honor of my dear friend. 'Tis a blessing that I may now repay that debt in kind. But let us dwell no more on this. Pray, join the rest of your companions. 'Tis bitterly cold this day. I suspect there are those who might welcome the warmth your presence brings.
Ah, what a good buddy. The intercessory awaits, Derman. Pray do not keep your companions in suspense. I'm certain their hearts will soar at the sight of you. Ooh, goodness. Any companion who I can, be sure is safe at this point is a blessing. Who managed to escape? And what of those who did not? Yeah, let's try not to think too hard about that one right now, bud. Take what joy we can get. Well, let's see. Greetings, sir. Shall I show you inside? Upon I forgot it happens twice. Upon proceeding to the intercessory, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Well, strap in, everyone. See you in a bit. Oh, and also this. Yes. Oh, they want me to do it. Oh, I'm still here.
Alphino? Derman, is it really you? I'm so happy that you're... I tried contacting Minfilia and the others, but no one would respond. And then Crystal Braves, our own people, turned on us in the marketplace. Flamine told me to run, and so I did. I ran and ran until my lungs burned and my feet ached. But I lost my way, and then... Fortunately, I had observed some of the Braves behaving suspiciously beforehand. Hey! It's you! Yes, my mask. It was lost in the struggle. Pretty, isn't she? Anyway, after Yuguri found me, we traveled to Vesper Bay and met up with Urianger. When we told him what had happened, he used his magics to weave a glamour around the Waking Sands. From the outside, our old headquarters now looks like an abandoned storehouse. The transformation didn't take long either. Apparently, Urianger started making preparations after the Imperial attack, just in case the Empire ever chose to pay us another visit. Good thinking, huh? Sorry, where was I? Oh, yes, so we waited here at the Waking Sands, hoping others would come, but no one else did. My people are searching for the other Scions even as we speak, but we have met with no success as yet. I'd hoped that you might be able to suggest further places to look. But you should know, the Rising Stones did not share the Waking Sands' good fortune. Only Crystal Braves await you there. Be that as it may, we yet have cause to hope, do we not? If the two of you escaped, it's not impossible the others could have done so as well. You may have been forsaken by men and women believed true, but rest assured that the people of Doma yet stand with you. We welcome this opportunity to repay our debts, and shall continue our efforts to locate the others and see the Scions restored to their rightful place of honor. Boy, we have some good friends remaining.
"'Tis all my doing." I believed myself the only one who truly understood Eorzea's woes. And look what that arrogance has wrought. I gave commands, influenced governments with my certainty. I treated the Crystal Braves and even the Scions themselves as pawns in my great scheme to save the realm. But in my headlong rush into imagined glory, I paid no heed to the ground upon which I trod. The salvation of Eorzea. What was it that I hoped to achieve? Did I believe that I could rid the realm of every danger and difficulty? That I could defeat the Empire and the Ascians, and find homes for every refugee? Oh, yes. I was so very clever. Become a guardian of Eorzea, I implored, and sat back to watch my perfect army cleanse the land of chaos, which was all but a means to feed my own vanity. Only when all is lost do I finally realize the truth.
Oh, Alphino.
So, Master Alphino, are you content to remain a broken blade? Is there no flame hot enough to reforge you? What of the fine companions who yet stand at your side? I dare say the fires of their determination will soon have you slicing the air again with your customary wit.
I hardly deserve such friendship. And besides, where are we to go?
Alphino, if I may? Should this place not serve our purpose, then we shall go to Ishgard. Minfilia told me many times, as long as we stand fast against despair, the beacon of hope will never be lost to sight. Be it in the snow or in the clouds, we few will see that the dawn's light shines again.
You are right, Tataru. Thank you. And thank you for your kind words, Lord Orchefon. 'Tis true that Eorzea yet has her guardians. The Scions have achieved much, and 'twould be remiss of me to discard it all in a fit of self-pity. Let us then resume our journey, together, one step at a time.
And there we have it. That is credits again, but this time for realsies, last time on A Realm Reborn. You made it, everybody. You made it to the end of A Realm Reborn. Good for you. Legit, like, I applaud you for sticking with it. This has been a very long playthrough already, and we've not even started one expansion yet, and there are 4 now that are just about as long. But what you're starting to see here, what you've been starting to see slowly emerge, honestly, over the whole course of A Realm Reborn, the sort of like the interests and the interesting things that they're starting to do with this, and the ways characters are starting to become more interesting, and the ways they're starting to use all this groundwork that A Realm Reborn laid. These expansions are now going to start weaving gold with it. Increasingly good gold. Like I said it before, and it was kind of a joke, but not really. The real Final Fantasy XIV starts here. Later on, when we are further in, like, right now, Shadowbringers is my favorite of the expansions I've played. I haven't even finished Endwalker yet in my own time. It's been busy. But Shadowbringers is not only my favorite part of Final Fantasy XIV, I think it's my favorite Final Fantasy story period ever. And I like a lot of Final Fantasy games. So, like, this has started getting real good. I expect, if you're still here watching at this point, and if you're probably at least a little bit hooked, I would wager, it's going to keep on getting so much better even than this. And I'm so excited to experience all of that with y'all. I'm excited to experience this again, because it's been a while for me at this point. So thank you so very much, all of you who have been watching this series since I started it. I don't even remember when. It was a while ago. months ago. It was a while. But thank you so much for watching it and supporting this series, this bad idea that is still ongoing. Thank you so much to everybody who decided to support us on Patreon in support of this series. A lot of people did, and that's so kind of you, and I'm so grateful. Thank you so much, because I really did think that playing an MMO story mode on this channel really was a terrible idea that I just could not help myself from kind of trying, and I wasn't super confident that it was going to get enough interest to keep doing. And like, sure, like the view count has fallen off as we've gone a little ways, but we're like, a lot of people have stuck with it and have gotten hooked, and I'm so happy about that, and I'm very grateful to all of you who have been watching or supporting us. If you would like to support us on Patreon, the link is always down there in the description. Even for just $1 a month is super helpful. We're super grateful for that. And we've played a lot of other things on the channel too, which you don't need me to tell you that now. This isn't your first time tuning into PlayFrame if you're watching episode, 56 of a playthrough. But seriously, thank you all so very much. I've had a great time with this. I'm very glad you've all been enjoying Dermon's adventures. I'm so excited to continue them. Now, I should say, we are not going to, Friday is not the start of Heavensward. I need a break. Just a little one, but I need a break. Because this has been a lot of doing extra episodes for a good while. But it's not going to be for very long because I'm just too beside myself to get started with Heavensward. Still, a lot of people's favorite expansion. From here, like most players of Final Fantasy XIV, not all, but most players of Final Fantasy XIV all agree that the expansions are better than A Realm Reborn. But once we start getting into expansions, people start disagreeing. I think Shadowbringers is often a popular pick, but it's a lot of people really adore Heavensward, and for good reason. There's some great stuff in there. And it's just going to keep getting better. I just think that 14's been, myself personally, I just think it's been getting better and better and better and better with every expansion. But they're all great from here, and I'm excited. So, yes, not this week, probably not next week either, but soon we will begin the playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward, and I can't wait. It's going to be great. I also want to give, we've mentioned several times that with Heavensward, the voice cast for Final Fantasy XIV is going to be pretty much completely replaced with folks from a different studio. Instead of mostly Americans doing kind of putting on British-y accents, now the main company, the main agency who Square Enix is going to be working with for 14 is actually based in Europe. And so the actors who've been starting to pop up over these patches, Emmerich and Lucia, and was Orchifon one of them? I can't remember. Pippin, several of these other voices that have started popping up that are actual proper British accents and stuff, those are people from the new studio. And overall, the level of voice acting quality is going to become very, very good from here onward. But I say that, I want to also, though, tip my hat, hats off to all of the A Realm Reborn original voice cast, because it is actually genuinely stacked with some incredible talent. Lots of really big quality names, great voice actors who were clearly working under very, very challenging conditions. Just probably, I would not be surprised if they didn't get more than 1 or 2 takes for any given line, and the direction was probably not great. Even just over the course of the patches, some of the really rough performances that we were hearing at the start in the early episodes of A Realm Reborn, some of them were really starting to turn in some really solid stuff. The difference between episode 1 Nanamo to this episode Nanamo is huge. And it's the same performer. It's just, that's the difference that good voice direction can make. So we're going to be saying goodbye to all these actors now, most of them, but they did great work. And I think a lot of that great work tends to be well, not like dismissed, but it kind of gets mocked a lot, or like everyone's very happy generally with the new cast, and so I want them to. I hope they hold their heads high. And for those of you worried, if there are some voices that you like in this original cast, don't worry. The new cast is all very good, and they generally with the recasting, they don't. The tone and the general sound and range and tenor of their voices doesn't radically change. It's not a huge departure for most of them. It's just sort of like a slight, in many cases, I think, improvement, or at least a pretty even trade for quality. There's a lot to look forward to. I hope you enjoy Snow. We're going to be spending a lot of time in Ishgard. It's going to be good, though. There's so many stories ahead, y'all. And so much good music, too. Oh my gosh. Let me think, is there anything else I need to say at the end here? We're not 100% done. There's still like a few little story scenes and such after these credits, and I'll skip the credits if I run out of things to say, but hang on. Thank you so much to Chris Logsdon for our story mode theme for this playthrough. The intro music and the outro music, just that whole theme was composed. Like, I asked Chris Logsdon to compose that for this playthrough, and I'll be using it for the rest of the expansion stuff too, and it's great. And you can actually buy the whole track at the link down below if you want to throw Chris some cash and enjoy a good full-length track. Like, it's a whole 2.5 minute long thing that I'm just using a tiny chunk of. So yeah, go enjoy some good music. Anything else? I really gotta get better at not drawing a blank when I hit end credits for how to or maybe learn how to self-promote one of these days. Subscribe to the channel, I guess. You're subscribed, you're watching episode 56. Oh, here's another one. Thank you very much to everyone, again, in the Dan Tallis Theater Company, our free company, who have not only just been a blast to play with on my own time, but also helped this playthrough move along. Like, every time I needed a group to get in there and fight some dungeon, even if it was a lot of people. The whole Crystal Tower series with 24 people per round, y'all always popped in, never failed to show up and help us get through and look good doing it, and I'm super grateful. If you want to join us, if you want to join in our continued playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV, then there's a link to a Discord down in the text description where you can get some details on how to join and just play along with us. And please do. It's been a grand time. Okay, for real, I think that might be it now. I think that's everything. So, I'm going to go ahead and, because I'm confident this works now, 95% confident this works now, I'm going to skip. Yes? Okay.
All has been arranged as you desired, my lord.
Nabrialis is no more. The Ardor was not his to invoke. His demise was of his own making. Nevertheless, it concerns me. They have extinguished that which should rightly be eternal. Mayhap he was not wholly mistaken.
greater haste may be warranted. We are of one mind. The northern lands, then. The earth is fertile, and the seeds well sown. By my will they shall reap salvation unlike any the world has known. By his will. By his will. I have answered thy summons, emissary. Speak, and make thine intent known. I would speak of fate, Archon. Yours, mine, the fate of this very star.
Thou thinkest sanctuary lieth beyond. Delusion, despair, death. Thou shalt find naught else here.
Not now, Mitty. Read the room. To preserve the dawn's light, the heroes journeyed north. Their hearts filled with hope and eyes fixed heavensward. And there it is. A Realm Reborn complete. Thank you all so very much for everything, for watching, for all of it. When next we reconvene, we will begin Heavensward. And that is going to be a very, very cool journey. I'd really, really look forward to it. Thank you all so much. I will see you whenever that starts. I'm going to try to, as excited as I am, I'm going to try to be good and actually take a proper break. But Derman will return in Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward Story Mode. Until that very exciting day, do take care, all of you, stay safe, and Derman and I will see you then, huh? So from both of us, goodbye.